Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, grade 7. As you know, this is your English class and we are doing lesson number 4 today. The unit number 2, the Miller, Hassan and their donkey, we are going to do the grammar focus for this lesson today. The objective of this lesson is to study the helping verbs today and use of helping verbs. So this is your books page and your grammar focus. From the grammar focus, yesterday we have done the singular and plural nouns. Now we are going to do helping verbs. First, we will read the sentences and notice the use of helping verbs. Before discussing any of the definition, okay, first we will do reading of these sentences. You can see words in red color. I will read them with the stress and then I will explain what are they. They were helping us throughout the day. Students are completing their assignments. I had not met him. My uncle is taking us to the science museum. She will not play volleyball. Now see, all these red colored words are called helping verbs. Were, are, had, is, will. The first thing they do is to help the main verb. Okay, to help the main verb. The main verb, as you know, that the main verb tells us about the time in which we are talking about or in which we are surviving, you know. So time is decided by the verb, and the helping verb actually specify that time. Okay, the helping verb actually specifies that time, that if the time is in the past, what exactly in the past? If it is in the present, what exactly in the present? Okay, so helping verbs are actually helping the main verb to specify the time. They may actually, they also help them describe the action properly. But the action is always related to the time, because we discuss everything in past, present, and future, and everything is connected to past, present, and future. So if we are discussing something in past, present, and future, it means we are discussing everything in time. This is a time family thing. This is basically connected to time. So whatever, even the verb is actually telling you about the time, then the helping verb is also telling you about the time. So helping verb specifies, modifies, explains the exact time period in which the action took place, or the action is actually taking place. So we have to see what are actually helping verbs and what is their use, what is their purpose in our grammatical terms. Look at this chart. This is a verb chart. Verbs are of two main kinds. One is main verb and other is helping verb. Main verbs are play, sleep, eat. These are all main verbs. Helping verbs further have two kinds, primary and modals. Modals we have already discussed, and modals are a very different type of helping verbs which actually work as the main verb as well, and they do not allow the main verb to change its type or form, even if it is in the past or in future. They do not allow the main verb to change its form when you are putting modals in somewhere. Then we have primary. Okay, the primary helping verbs are the helping verbs which we are now going to discuss, which are three in a number: to be form of verbs that are am, is, are, was, were. Am, is, are is the present form, and was, were I will explain you later in a different diagram. Just remember that is, am, are called be form of verb. Then we have do form of verb, that is do or does. We use them in our tenses. How? I will tell you. And then have form of verb, which has have, has, and had. Now, what we have to do, we have to keep them in mind that these are the primary verbs. Plus, we will study two modals that are shall and will, which we use in our future tense. So basically, the verbs I'm talking about are related to the time periods. Basically, we are discussing it according to the time. When we are discussing everything according to the time, we have to go according to the time. So the timeline is very important. Helping verbs are actually important because they tell us the correct timeline of a sentence. Here it is. Here is the more elaborative diagram in front of you. Look, the helping verbs are main be, and then do, and then have. There are three forms, but I am specifying be form of verb particularly because they have more than one word in them. They are different for present and different for past. They're not changing shape, but they're changing themselves. Okay. Here we have be form of verb in present form. There are two forms. In present form, they're different, and in past form, they're different. Be form of verbs in present form is, am, are, and in the past form, they are was and were. When we are using helping verbs in past tense, we will use was and were. And when we are using in present tense, we'll use is, am, and are. Then we have do and does, which are in present tense, and its second form, did, is used in the past simple tense. Then we have and has in present tense, present perfect tense, and then its past tense, its past form is used, had is used in the past tense. Then there is shall and will, which we use in future tense, Now, how we are going to use them, I will show the use of it. Look, in present simple tense, we use do and does. Okay, in our negative and questions, not in the positive sentences. In positive sentences, we do not use helping verbs. In affirmative sentence, we do not use, in an affirmative sentence, we do not use do or does because they are used in negative and question sentences. Then we have past. In past simple tense, we use did, again in a negative and interrogative sentences. In present continuous tense, we use is, am, and are. We use is, am, and are, and in like with ing, verb with ings. Okay, and in past continuous tense, we use was and were. Okay, so it is also verb with ing, was and were. Now we are going to discuss examples. I am a girl. I am a girl is a present simple tense. Okay, I am a girl and I do not play football. Present simple tense again, but in a negative sentence. I do not play football. So we use do and am both in present simple sentence. Then I did not break the glass. Did we use in a past simple tense. I did not break the glass, past simple. Then I am doing my work. Present continuous tense. I am doing, verb with ing, and am is used with verbs with ing. Am is an are. In present form, in present continuous, and I was cleaning my house. When you are using was instead of am, it is in past continuous tense. Okay, so you know that how we use them. We use them, and now you know that ing verb is showing the continuous tense. But how do we know the exact time period of the continuous tense? Doing and cleaning, they're not showing the time. They're just telling that the work is continued, the action is continued. The time is shown by am and was. Like doing, I am doing means doing right now, and I was cleaning means I was doing that somewhere in the past. So remember that helping verbs specify the time. They actually clarify what is the time. If there is no helping verb here with verb, you cannot tell the exact time. Now, I do not play football. It is telling you, the sentence is telling you that he does not play football these days. Okay, nowadays, every day. But I did not break the glass means it is something about the past, something that happened, and the speaker was not involved in it. So now the did is showing the exact time period of the past, do is showing the exact time period of present, am is showing that the work is going right now, and was is showing that the thing happened in the past, was happening in the past. So see that what we've discussed earlier, that helping verbs actually tell you exactly the exact time of the time of the sentence, the time of the tense, the timeline. Similarly, for has and have and had, we use has and have in present perfect tense, if you remember, and we use had in past perfect tense. Now we'll discuss examples. I have finished my work, present perfect tense. I have finished. Finished is used in perfect tense, that we know. But have finished is telling us that the thing, the work is finished, has finished sometime before. Okay, sometime before, like today. She has posted the letter. We know that she has posted the letter today. Okay, now we know that this is about present. But he had reached home. It's actually telling us that it is not for today. It was somewhere in the past, in yesterday, or maybe day before yesterday. So the had is showing tense is there. The had is showing the tense, but exactly what time, what is the timeline? Had is showing about the past, and has and have are showing about the present. Okay, so helping verbs are very important. Don't take them lightly. If you're writing a sentence, make sure that you're writing a correct helping verb. Without a correct helping verb, you cannot make a correct sentence. Helping verb actually defines the timeline of a sentence. Remember that, keep that in mind. Timeline. It tells you about the timeline. What was exactly the time? Was it past? Was it, or is it present, or will it be future? So you have to understand the need and necessity of helping verbs. Without it, you cannot make a perfect sense. Without it, you cannot make a verb, you cannot write a perfect sentence. So remember that they are important. Just like that, the third one which we've discussed was will and shall. Will and shall basically are not primary auxiliaries or primary helping verbs. They are modals, but modals which are used in future simple tense. Okay, not in future simple even. You use it in a future tense as a whole. Okay, will and shall, throughout will and shall is used in future tense, and will and shall also tells you about the future time. So even if it is not uh, defined over there, the tense is defined, or which kind of tense is there, you know, with the structure of a sentence, this is about future. We are only discussing here simple tense because you know only about simple tense. You don't know about future continuous tenses and other tenses. We use them with will be and shall have and will have, and we use it as shall have been and will have been. So it is everywhere. Like in a future tense, you will find will and shall everywhere. And with will and shall, you will recognize that this is about future. So I shall go with you. Remember that this is about I shall go with you in somewhere uh, in the future time. I will meet her tomorrow means I will meet her tomorrow in future. Tomorrow is future, so I will meet her. So now with shall and will, you know that this is about future. Wherever you see in a sentence shall and will, you have to quickly understand that this is about future. The helping verb will, not helping verb, it is actually a modal verb, but here we are studying it as a helping verb. The helping verb will and shall are actually helping verbs of future, and they tell you about future. So remember that whenever you see will or shall in a sentence, you have to quickly understand that this is about future. You don't have to think twice that which sentence is it, what time is it, what timeline is it. It is about future. So now you know that how we use helping verbs. Now it is also your homework, and it is also the exercise I have solved for you. If you remember, you have an exercise with it. It is written and it says that you have to use these words in your sentences. I have made sentences for you as well. So all you have to do is you have to pause this video here and write them down in your notebook. Okay, yeah, nothing you have to do, only you have to see this table, word sentences table. This words are also written here and sentences are there. You have to only prepare your notebook, write the date, day, classwork, then you have to write unit name, and your topic will be helping verbs, and then you have to write the sentences. Okay, just like that. I have made the table for you. The first word is has. He has completed his work. Was. Tahir was sleeping when I reached home. Am. I am driving. Have. They have painted the house. And shall. I shall go to the market, or I shall go to the market. Okay. So these are the sentences, okay, which you have to make. Now remember that you can make your own sentences as well if you like. You can make it, you have an open choice. It doesn't matter if I've made them. I've made them basically for the for the B section, if they're listening, because they always complain, why do I give work to do that for themselves. Don't worry about that. 7B, this is for you. I have written everything here. You have to just copy it, which you like the most. Copying, and so you have to copy it. But for section G, I am telling you, it's an open offer. You can make your own sentences, like with has, was, am, have, and shall. You can make a sentence of your own choice, interesting sentence, different sentence, but with correct use of helping verb and correct use of tense. So I hope you have enjoyed the lesson, you have understood the lesson. Inshallah, we will uh, meet again in the next lesson. Till then, Allah Hafiz and take care.